All right, welcome back to another stream. We may have a guest join. Uh, I gave him the link a bit too late, so if he does, I'll pop him in here. And if not, then I'll just keep going with the stream. But hope everyone's having a decent Monday night. As for me, just take it a day by day. That's pretty much all I can say. Lucas, to the person sent in the paid request. That's why. Rabbit, no, I don't have thoughts on it. Fadi, I'm doing okay. Just take it a day by day. But hey there, Lucas, Fadi, Preminator, Den, Civil Wings. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Again, just take it easy, relaxing on a Monday night. I'll do some requests later tonight, but right now, I figure just do a stream for an hour or two, and we'll see how it goes. Easy going type of thing. Lucas, I haven't gotten far in Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider takes a long time to play. Doing well. Be Hitman played the John Claude Van Damme level. I didn't know there was a John Claude Van Damme level. Sorry I didn't get a chance to watch it. Just been very busy with stuff, but I have to check that out. Hey there, Carson. Hope you're doing well tonight. And Hocus Pocus, poked him in the eye. Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus Artichokes.
How's it going, man? Sorry I was a bit late on sending you the link. I was busy helping my mom with stuff. But
no big deal. I was just getting situated and trying to get stuff set up and going and had to talk to people and yeah. So, all good. Everything is good.
But how have you been lately?
Good. Really good. I cannot complain. Everything is really good.
Good to hear.
All good in the world of whatever.
Well, I'm not going to ask anything personal. So, movie wise,
that's good.
How you been watching any movies lately, old or new?
Not really. The month of May, I didn't watch too much. I did watch Shoot to Kill though. I hadn't seen that in forever. I forgot how good that movie was. Still stuck on DVD, sadly. And then I watched Last Man Standing with Jeff Wincott, which I hadn't seen that in forever either. But other than that, I've just been trying to get through Walker, Texas Ranger. I'm trying to wrap that up.
Oh, cool. How far are you?
I'm in the middle of season 6, so I have a little bit of season 6 left, and then the last 2 seasons, and then they did the movie, and then they did the spinoff. So yeah, they did a bunch of stuff. Just decided after watching all the Chuck Norris movies, I'll watch Walker Texas Ranger as a tribute. So.
Oh, nice. But hi all to the chat. Hope everyone's having a decent Monday night.
I did not know Tom Kane died. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that was today. I think the news came out today.
Yeah, he did Halloween H2O. He substituted for Donald Pleasance because I guess they couldn't reuse his lines or whatever from the previous movies.
What was your favorite role that he played?
I would say that. I thought he did good with that, but he was in a lot of stuff. I mean, if you look up his credits, it was crazy what he was in video games and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, no problem, Kevin Lewis. Yeah, I'll continue the torture. Tomb Raider 3. I hate those games.
I remember playing that one. I played the demo back in the day. The demo was hard.
The game was harder. Pay the ass. But oh yes, rest in peace, of course, Donald Gibb, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very sad to hear that. Um, so with the films of today, I can see why there's not really much interest in what's coming out. So is it pretty dead air Jer type of just you look at the just the horizon of films. There's not a whole lot to look forward to. There's not a whole lot. I mean, not saying none, but it's not a whole lot to really pique one's interest. It seems.
For the most part, I did like the trailer to Super Troopers 3. We'll see. We'll see what
Okay,
happens. But
I haven't seen that trailer.
other than that, I could really care less. And the audiences really care less too, because I looked a couple of days ago, or I think when I was on with Mike, when it was his birthday stream, I looked up the numbers. The numbers are ridiculously low. Like it should, and I know it's only May, but people just don't give a shit anymore. Even the normies, they don't care. They don't want to go see this crap.
Yeah, I can't blame him. Has Fabio seen Down Periscope?
Absolutely. Love Down Periscope.
Yeah, I had some fun with that. I remember that being pretty decent. Think they got a Blu-ray? Not sure
No,
it's in print.
no,
Oh no.
it's stuck
Huh.
on DVD.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, it's a Disney title, so it's probably not going
Oh,
to happen. So
okay. Premiere don't even know what that film is. I don't follow much horror films nowadays, so people bring up these titles. I'm like, I don't know what the hell they are. So,
right, exactly.
and for folks before you asked, no, I did not see Mortal Kombat 2.
Neither did I.
I know one funny spoiler though. The lead guy dies. Cole, cool, whatever the fuck his name
Oh, they
is.
listen to the audience for a change.
Oh, thank you, Quiana. Thank you, ma'am. Hope you guys doing well. Doing well, Quiana. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're talking about this. Well, I should say the guys at Dip who were talking about this the other night with Pizzow and such about physical media, about how the prices are going up and up because let's see, Hunter's Blood's about $75 with
What?
shipping.
I didn't know it was that expensive.
With
Good
shipping is
God.
$75. The sit-ups. So more likely Friday Night 2 will be 75.80, and just the price is going up and up. So your thoughts on, because you're obviously behind you a physical media collector throughout the many years, different formats. You've done collections on your videos, laser disc, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. Tell me your thoughts on physical media of today, like the update of prices and all that other stuff. Like you just found out the price of that, yeah.
I had no clue. Like I knew they announced it, but I didn't know it was $75. Good God.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. It's just like anything else. Why is that? Again, same like with the going to the movie theater. It's also expensive. That's another reason why people don't go anymore, because it's $20 to get into the movie, and then you got to buy snacks, and then you got to buy drinks, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. It's just like a concert. You pay to get into the concert, then you got to buy a beer if that's what you do, and they're pricing everybody out of everything. Just like the conventions, just like everything else. It's just why? Who's gonna buy that other than the hardcore? Like that's the thing. Like a movie like Hunter's Blood, that's not a common movie. That's not something that regular people are gonna buy. It's gonna be people like us, you know. So you're pricing out your core audience. People have been waiting and waiting for this movie and then they just announced Near Dark for next year. That's probably going to be the same thing. Like I get it, inflation, and I'm not getting into all that, but It's why? Why is it so expensive? It's not even out yet. It's not like it was out and then it went out of print or and then they jacked the price up or whatever. But why? Why is a Blu-ray or a 4K of one movie? Now, if it was a box set or that within reason, it just depends on how many discs. But for one movie, and it's what, a 2 disc set, 4K and Blu-ray, maybe a CD or something extra, but CDs cost nothing to make. That's why they're still the cheapest uh, disc format because they cost nothing to make. Why? You're just further like, and I get it. Well, we got to pay for this, and we got to. I understand they're a smaller company. It's not like they're Warner Brothers or whatever. But it's like I don't know. It just sounds a little suspicious, and it's like okay, and you're just pricing your people out, and you wonder why people can't. Oh yeah, people can't afford it. You got to keep the lights on. You got to keep the food in the fridge. People can't spend $75 for one movie. It's stupid.
Whether it's spec in I think I tried to say this in the chat on the Dead Pit stream, but I think it's more catered to the elitists as more and more as years go on. Because if we could charge $80 and we have a core number of people that will buy it, then we'll make our profit. We don't have to make as many copies, and we still get our profit, and maybe even more of a profit than we did before. I think it's just going to go more elitist for
like
the future.
everything else.
Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate that. First, what would you guys say would take? I guess you mean of anything, like what makes it a faithful movie adaptation? Respect. You have to respect what came before, like what it's based on. Does that mean it has to be word for word? No. Does that mean it has to be picture for picture? No. But a certain level of respect. So, for example, say Ninja Turtles. Respect the fact that they're martial artists. Respect the fact that they, the personalities, the characteristics. Don't make them annoying dipshit brats that you want to put in a wood chipper or mongoloid, steroid abusing Shreks. And I, at the very least, respect and know what the hell you're doing. Just use a bit of common sense. And then, I'll answer both of them. Fabio could give his 2 cents. Seti, what film would you like to be switched from CGI effects to practical effects? I'll think about that, but what do you think takes a faithful movie adaptation?
Well, I agree with what you said. Just like, especially with that Ninja Turtle, it's so funny that those Michael Bay produced Ninja Turtles movies, they were all pushed, they were all hyped, all this shit, and now nobody talks. Nobody talks about them. But don't treat it like a joke. Don't try to make the problem with that movie. Well, there's many problems with those movies, but I think one of the biggest problems is they tried to make it like a Marvel movie because that was the height of Marvel and every comic book superhero. It didn't matter what it was. They tried to make it like Marvel. And it's like, no, make it its own thing. Just show respect, and take it seriously. They made it a joke. Of course they did, because everything's a joke. Nothing. They don't take anything serious anymore. Just like Mutant Mayhem a couple years ago, it was the same thing. But it's like this is the best one. It's the best ever. No, I'll stick with the '90s movies over there. So stupid.
But to answer your second part of that question, Lucas, this may seem a bit weird. I'll go a different route. The John Wick films, I would prefer practical squibs and gunshot, like stuff they did back in the day, than just the CGI blood. As much as I love the first three, that's one issue I have. Same with like Rambo 4. There's some good practical, but there's a few little bits of CG. So, yeah, for a lot of films, just use more practical squibs and effects work like we did back in the day. is it just tiring to see CGI shots, CGI use in that capacity over and over again?
I agree. Yeah, Rambo 4. Even though it was a shitty movie, I mean, it wouldn't have helped me liking the movie more. But Rambo 5, I just I don't get it. Yeah, like the John Wick films. I mean, kind of just action movies in general. Again, more modern films. Would it help me like them more? Probably not, but I would at least respect the effort that they tried to make it all practical effects. Because as I say all the time, there's no reason why in today's world, there's no reason why you can't make a movie like that all practical. You have the money, you have the resources. It's no big deal to do something like that. Even horror films, because they're so cheaply produced. That's why they make so many of them. There's no reason why you can't do that. An action movie or a horror movie, all practical effects, and for very little money today. It's just laziness.
Yeah. Fabio, did you see Kane WWE was one of the NASCAR was at one of the NASCAR events recently? He hosted the event.
No, I'm not into NASCAR except Days of Thunder.
No, Fabio's not been on Dead Pit. Be nice to see him on there one day.
I don't know if that's going to happen. It'll be too much chaos and anarchy, and the world will explode if that happens.
Well, Quiana, I mean, he does have a backdrop that does have his collection. Me, if you want to give it a look.
And then the video that I just put up that you sent me, it got flagged immediately.
Sorry about that.
It's up. It's just age restricted. I just thought it was so stupid. It's like, it's self harm. I'm like, what do you mean self harm? I didn't say anything.
There's the link. If you want to you can pause the video, type it up. I mean, it's or however you want to put it. Yeah, that's where you find it. So I did just pause the video, open up another tab window, and feel free.
It'll be archived for later as well if you don't want to do it now.
So let me just scroll down here. But thank you, Quiana. And
found it.
Well, is Fabio a fan of Tomb Raider games? He mentioned he played the demo.
Yeah, I have 2. I have Tomb Raider 2 on PlayStation. I remember renting that one because that's the one where you can lock the butler in the freezer. And I always tried to do that. I could never figure out how to do it. Yeah, 3, I played the demo. I think I might have the last Revelation as well. But yeah, back in the day, those were tough. They were really tough games. As it transitioned to PlayStation 2, the first couple ones that came out for PlayStation 2 were good. And then I think they rebooted it or reimagined it or whatever. And then I gave up after that. So the first bunch of games are pretty fun. But yeah, they're a pain in the ass. But that's the point. So.
How about that fully AI film that's going to be showing at cons? Hellgrind looks like straight booty juice. I never heard of the film, but I'm not surprised.
I'm good. I'll go watch. Something else.
Hey there, William Driver. Well, no, John Wick. The gunshots, those are CG.
The muzzle flashes.
Yeah, those are CG as well.
Which never made any sense to me. But like we can go down this whole road, but I get it for safety. But again, if you hire people that know what they're doing, you won't have any problems.
Would Fabio come do live commentary requests with Matt? That's up to him.
We did.
Yeah, we did Death Wish 4. Maybe it means like I know you're very busy. Would you ever do them in the future? I guess. I mean,
we could set it up. It's fine by me. Yeah, we did Death Wish 4. We did Predator 2 with Stuntman Mark.
Yep.
We did. What What was the other one we did recently? We did 3. Die Hard 2. That was the other one. Yeah, we did Die Hard 2
A lot
recently.
of fun.
Yeah,
So it's always a pleasure.
it just we'll just have to set that up.
Yep, those are on the channel, folks. If you want to see that. Oh, you found it? Good. Yeah, good guy, Fabio. You'll enjoy his stuff. He has a great collection of stuff.
Except for me, apparently talking about self-harm when it comes to Siphon Filter.
Has Fabio played any GTA games?
Absolutely. Grand Theft Auto 2 was the first one I played. I remember renting that when it first came out. I still love 2 with the bird's eye view. It's fun. I had the first one for a while, but I got rid of it. I just never got into that one. But 3 I love, Vice City I love. I just started playing San Andreas again recently. I forgot how fun that game was. After that, I gave up. So I know we have 5. I know we have 5. I don't think we have 4. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6. I don't care. I don't care.
Well, I mean, considering it costs like $2 billion to make.
Right, and then it's going to be a huge flop when it comes out.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
You'll probably get the Max Payne remake because I know I think they're working on that too. We'll get that before we get Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm not buying a PlayStation 5 just to play a couple of games.
No, The Graduate. I've not seen Vengeance is Mine, the 1988 film. And hey, Jeremy, hope you're doing well. Matt Fabio, long time no see. Yeah. And you having a lot of fun playing San Andreas. That's cool, Tenchi fan. Very cool.
Great game. Because that one, they just went all out. They just started adding stuff, and there was so much more you could do in that game, which was awesome. You could swim. They finally added swimming with that game. I don't know why it took them so long, but love San Andreas. And amazing soundtrack as well. They really went all out with that soundtrack. And the shitty thing is when they did those remasters a couple years ago, they had to take a bunch of the music out because they couldn't get the clearances. Like all the Ozzy Osbourne songs they had to take out.
Mm.
Sucked.
Oh, yes, that's why it's best to play the originals. I never played San Andreas. I didn't know I had Ozzy.
Yeah, Hellraiser is in there.
Nice.
It's on one of the radio stations. But they pulled and then Vice City had Bark at the Moon, but both of those got pulled when they did those rematch. Well, I know why. I don't know why Hellraiser got pulled. I know why Bark at the Moon got pulled because Jake E. Lee wrote that, and they didn't want to pay him the royalties. But I don't know why they took out Hellraiser because Ozzy wrote that with Lemmy. So I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see. If Fabio met Steve Carell, what would you ask him?
I don't want to meet Steve Carell.
I don't either.
I don't. No disrespect, but I don't care. I don't care about Steve Carell. He's known for one thing.
I've talked to Fabio this already, Matt, but did you see the incredible 17-second fight of Gian Carano and Ronda Rousey? I did not see the fight because I knew it would be bad. Gian Carano's not been in a fight for 14, 15 years or so. The last time there was a fight like this was like Tyson versus Jake Paul, and I knew not to see it.
That was a joke too.
So, I mean, a lot of these hyped fights become jokes, so it's just not worth my time. And unless I didn't miss anything, an arm bar, and that's it. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I just looked at the results. I'm like, okay, whatever. They both got paid a lot of money, so.
Mm-hmm. Dan has mentioned all the stuff you do in San Andreas.
Yeah, you could swim, you could work out, and you have like gang wars. Like they went all out with that game, and it's hard to believe that game came out over 20 years ago now.
Lucas, I don't know about that challenge because I would have to play all the way back to that, and that's a lot of time to get to them. So I don't know. I guess sure, why not? Yeah, eat, get fat, lose weight in San Andreas.
When you get fat in the game, it's funny because you start moving slower, and it's hilarious.
I always remember when I play Vice City, I always hear the Michael Jackson Billie Jean song.
Yep, that's in there.
And you said you played Vice City?
Love Vice City. Great voice cast too. It's it's like Miami Vice, and the theme song, they tried to make the theme song sound as close to Miami Vice as they could without getting sued. So, and then Philip Michael Thomas is in the game too. Tubbs.
Oh, nice. That's a good addition. Sure, Lucas, that's fine then. Yeah, that would be fine. So, which did you say you like San Andreas more than Vice City?
Yeah, like when I was younger, I would have said Vice City, but as I've gotten older, I gotta go with San Andreas because they really went all out. Like I said, they just added so much into it. Um, I like the story as well. Thought the story was cool, but Vice City is great as well. But I don't know. Like as I've gotten older, San Andreas, I would say I like the most.
And does Fabio like uh, all the seasons of Miami Vice?
For the most part, the last two seasons is when the show kind of fell off. There's there's good episodes, but there's some duds in there, like the UFO episode, which was so out of place for Miami Vice. The first two seasons were the best. Season three was good, but they started to kind of like scale back a little bit because they were getting complaints that the show was too dark and it was too violent. And then four and five, Michael Mann had left at the end of season three to do Crime Story, which is a great show as well. Um, but then it kind of dipped off. But like I said, there's good episodes in there, but I think the show had kind of run its course at that point. But it's over. I mean, overall, it's a good show. It's like Walker Texas Ranger. The first couple seasons are pretty good, and then it just kind of went to a stalemate. And then it's like, okay, all right, how many times is he going to fight these people? How many times is she going to get kidnapped? All right, stop.
And yeah, I already know there's all these other movies coming out: Resident Evil, He-Man, all this other stuff.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for He-Man. I thought it was terrible. They showed it before The Killer. When I saw the John Woo movie, The Killer, I'm like, this looks awful.
What about? I mean, I agree, but what about for you? Made it look awful.
The CG looked terrible. They also showed the trailer for the Michael Jackson movie, and most of that was CGI, which I thought was stupid. They try to do this pronoun joke. Just get it? He man. And I'm like, we're still doing this? It's 2026. And they're trying to make it like Star Wars. Well, the original was more like Star Wars than this one, and I kind of like that movie. It's just me, but it just looked awful. It looked like it's trying to be every other movie, every other superhero movie. I'm sure Dolph is going to have a cameo, somewhere in the movie. He'll pop up at the end or something. But whatever, it just looked terrible. Yeah, and the Michael Jackson movie, A bunch of people ask me, would I see that? I'm like, well, not really, because everything is CGI. Like, you have all this money and all these resources to tell his story, and you want to make everything CGI? That doesn't make any sense to me. Michael Jackson didn't need CGI.
So what parts is? I mean, other than bubbles, but what parts are CGI?
There was a shot of Gary, Indiana, where they were from. There's a shot like an establishing shot of there's like a factory where their dad worked. Everything in that shot was CGI. The shot when he gets up out of the limo, he's in New York City, and all these people are around him. That's all CGI. A lot of the crowd shot, like the audience, like he's singing to the audience. Like the first couple rows will be extras, and then the rest of it's CGI, and it just looks so blatantly terrible. I'm like, why? You're making a movie about Michael Jackson. You have all the resources you need. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's very strange indeed.
But apparently his nephew did a really good job. I'm like, well, that's good. At least they got, someone that looked like him and knew the story and everything, obviously. So that's cool. But other than that, why is this all CG? Come on, people.
Thoughts on Shrek turning 25 today?
Well, that makes me feel old because I remember when Shrek came out. And I saw the first Shrek in the theaters. So they're putting it. I don't know if it's now, but they are putting it back in. Same with Top Gun. They put Top Gun back in the theater. But I was going to go see that, but the only showings they had was where the seats move. I want to watch the movie. I don't want to go on a theme park ride.
Hope you're doing well, Jesse. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Fabio's has seen Project Hail Mary.
No, I heard it was really good though. I might maybe when that comes out on Blu-ray, maybe I'll check that out because I think it did okay. I don't think it did that well.
No, it did very well. It made over
good.
600 million worldwide
Very
for
good.
more of original movies. So
yeah, but I heard a lot of people quite liked it, so that I might check out down the road, not now, but whenever it comes out. But who knows? Because these movies get announced on Blu-ray before they even come out in the theaters, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. You guys remember when it took 6 months to a year for the movie to come out on Blu-ray or DVD or VHS?
I do.
I'll never forget Die Another Day. I think that took like a year for whatever reason to come out on home video. Like I just was waiting and waiting, and because I didn't see it in the theater. Then I saw it and I realized, oh, this movie sucks. So I waited for nothing.
Were your grandparents fans of Goodfellas or Casino or Donnie Brasco?
Goodfellas, yes, because they had that on VHS. Same with Donnie Brasco. Actually, and Casino, because I remember Casino was on TV and it was edited, which was hilarious. I think I have that somewhere, the edited version, which makes the movie even funnier. And my grandfather, it's the scene when De Niro and Sharon Stone are arguing and he's like throwing the money at her and stuff. And he didn't know what was going on because he just turned the movie on halfway through. And he's just laughing his ass off. And I'm like, all right, if only he knew like the full context of the scene and everything. But he just thought it was the funniest thing.
Thank you, Lucas. Which franchise has fallen the worst for you guys? All of them. I mean,
Pretty much.
If I have to really think about it and give a sincere answer,
Well, I have two. I would say John Wick, because the first three were great, and then four was terrible, and then they did a spinoff that nobody cared about, and now they're trying to do a five, but I don't think it's going to happen. And then another big one for me would be the Expendables. Because the first one was great, apart from the CGI. Two was all right, but the problem was they didn't take it serious anymore and they turned it into a comedy. But there are things that I like in that movie because at least you had Chuck Norris, at least you had Van Damme.
Yeah.
And then three and four were absolute jokes. And then I just saw something the other day. They're trying to do a female spinoff now, 16 years after the first one, which, okay, I'm not going to watch it, but
Just fuck.
it's right. Those would be, for me, the two biggest ones. I'd throw Rambo in there because Rambo 5 was just absolute the drizzling shits, in the words of Jim Cornette. Terminator's definitely in there because there should have only been two Terminator movies, and then everything else was a joke.
Those are all good choices, and it's been the balls. You suck my balls.
I know you're going to say Alien and Predator, which, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I would go with Ninja Turtles. I mean, since I love the first two so much, and just where they're at nowadays, I wouldn't piss them on fire. I wouldn't fart if they needed to survive the gaseous fumes. Fuck all this shit.
Right.
I can't think about it. I get pissed.
Jurassic Park, Star Wars, all of them, because they turned everything into a joke.
But hey, there, Q Dog and Salvatore. Hope you're doing well. Jesse, hey, understand by working. Yeah. There ain't no Popeye's chicken around here, Kevin Lewis. Don't have Popeye's chicken.
That sucks that you don't have Popeyes. Popeyes is awesome.
It is awesome. Churches, which is not as good.
Yeah, we actually just got what the hell is it? Oh my god, I can't think of the name. I'll look it up because it's bothering me. There's a churches nearby. There's a churches about maybe about a half an hour from here, and there's another Raising Cane's. There's one close to here. Popeyes is worth it. What the hell was the chicken place that just opened up? Slim's. Okay, yeah, Slim's Chicken just opened up here. People lose their damn minds over it. It's like it's just chicken. Like
I've never heard of Slim's.
Yeah, I think they're more local to here, but they just opened up. But there's a really good. It's just called the Chicken Box. It's an independent. Oh my god, it's the best. But that's like an hour. No, it's about 45 minutes from here. So when I'm in that area, I stop in there because it's
the Chicken Box.
Yeah, it's called the Chicken Box. It's phenomenal.
Is it the spices they use, or other like what makes it the best?
It's just the recipe. The recipe they have for the chicken makes it amazing, and then they have amazing banana pudding as well. Because if you're going to eat chicken, you got to have banana pudding. So there you go.
I didn't. First I've heard of that too. Is that you said that was more a local thing too, or?
Yeah, I think that's just an independent spot.
Independent,
but good. Keep it that way, because don't be spilling your secrets on the chicken. Keep it to yourself.
Yes, Salvatore. Fabio does have a. He does have a channel, but he's not going to post as much as he used to. Just if he feels like it, he feels like it. But he did do a video on Chuck Norris on there. If you want to watch it to hear his thoughts on it, and it's called the Italian Stallion 51 Backup. But once again, here it is for those who just pause the stream and you could copy it on another tab or window. There you go there. But he did do a video on Chuck Norris, which I still didn't see the Agent Recon Android one.
I'm good. I don't want my last memory of a Chuck Norris movie to be something stupid like that. I'll just stick with Expendables 2.
Exactly. Do you
Which
think Steer Movie 6? I mean, it'll be a big hit. It will make a lot of money.
and then they'll make Scary Movie 7.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool that they did one more shot since it was taken away from Steer Movie 3. Do I look forward to it? No. Do I like the trailer? Not really. But hey, if they, get one more shot at least, that's cool, Because again, they were going to do Steer Movie 3, but it was taken away from them. So, hey, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, the James Bond franchise fell off, but not to the extent of every other franchise. That was like the one franchise that still had a little bit of dignity, but not much. And then they fucked it up with No Time to Die. And then now they don't now because apparently Amazon doesn't know what they want to do with James Bond. I have a great idea. How about you don't do anything with it? Let it go.
Favorite non-Dirty Harry Clint Eastwood film, Jesse? Yours is In the Line of Fire. That's a good one. For me, there's a lot of good ones. I'll say The Rookie
It's a good
for
choice.
me.
Heartbreak Ridge. Absolutely.
It's another good one.
Yeah, I watched the Rookie not long ago. I forgot how good that other than that one scene. Well, I
Yeah,
don't know why the hell that was in there, but
yeah.
other than that, I forgot how good that movie was. It's like, why can't they make movies like this anymore?
Eastwoodian sexually assaulted.
Yeah, what was up with that?
I don't know. Maybe Clint Eastwood's like, see, I'm a sex symbol. She wants my chest so
At that
badly.
point, he was in his 70s, so I don't know.
I'm assuming that had to have been the case. Just like, hey, look, she's into me and she look at my chest.
I mean, no disrespect, but she was not a very good-looking woman, so just saying.
Matt, request idea. Would you and Fabio be cool to do a commentary on part of my Let's Plays? Fabio would be bored with that.
Not really.
Oh, okay, then sure. Sure.
I'll be laughing my ass off, like I always do with the Let's Plays. They're hilarious.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Why, you're welcome. That's why I love watching them.
But I'm curious on that. You played many games throughout the years, ever since you were a kid. Is there a game that made you the most mad, whether you were a kid or older? One that you remember gave you the most fury and rage?
Now as an adult, not so much. I don't get like that anymore. When I was a kid, I would get like that all the time. But the one that made me the most angry was the Godfather game because there's a level where you have to escape from these cars, and it is such a pain. In that game is difficult. They did it on purpose. Even in the earlier parts of the game, it's difficult. But there's a level, there's a mission where you have to escape, and these cars are just constantly hitting you. And that I got so angry that I threw the controller, and I've never done that. And then the control, like the shell, kind of cracked. I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't do that anymore. So that was the one game that made me the most angry. And I tried to a couple months ago. I tried to play that, and same thing. Like it was just like I just started the game. Why is it so fucking difficult? Like so I had to walk away from it. I'm not gonna get angry and throw controllers and stuff anymore. It's controllers are expensive, but
And was that for PS2?
yes, that was on the PlayStation.
I never played it. Is that like Grand Theft Auto or?
Yeah, for the most part. But they did. The cool thing was they did get Robert Duvall and James Caan to come back and do the voiceover work, which was cool. Al Pacino, he let them use his likeness, but not his voice because his voice had drastically changed. And then Marlon Brando, I think they used parts of it, but Marlon Brando, so he just kind of did what he wanted. So they only used what they could of his voice, and then they had to get another actor to do the rest of it.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, but it's fun. And I do like it. It's just a very difficult game for whatever reason, kind of from the get go.
Is Fabio looking forward to the Mummy 4? Brendan Fraser.
Oh, I'm buying my tickets tomorrow.
I mean, I love I love Brendan Fraser. I get it. That's a franchise. It's dear to his heart.
No,
You'll get a good paycheck out of it. I just I just don't see what you should do with it.
he's too. They're all old. Everybody's old now. No, I'm good. That other
Yeah.
Mummy movie that just came out, that flop.
Lee Cronin's the Mummy.
Yeah, and it just disappeared. People hyped it up, and then it flopped, and then you never heard about it again.
It's just a shitty wannabe Evil Dead.
Like all these other movies. And then we need more Evil Dead movies, more Resident Evil movies.
Or Resident something, because it doesn't look like Resident Evil.
Trailer when you and Uncle Bill and Stuntman Mark react. That's funny. Uncle Bill just kept going, "Oh Lord, oh," laughing. And then
Computer.
you're like, right, you're like, "What's he doing in the suit?" I'm sitting there at work trying not to laugh. I'm watching it.
Hey guys. Why is Computer in this movie?
Fuck him.
Fabi, did you see Rennie Harlan has a new shark movie called Deepwater, starring Aaron Eckhart?
I had no clue. I had no
Yeah,
idea.
there's a trailer out for it coming out in a couple of months. Looks okay.
Jammerall, there were a couple Power Ranger fighting games. The Sega Genesis game was a fighting game, the Mighty Morphin, and then they did one for Super Nintendo called the Fighting Edition, which that game was awesome. Sadly, it was supposed to come out on Sega Genesis, but it never did. A friend of mine had that, and I used to go to his house and play it all the time, but I don't own that game, unfortunately. The other one, like the Mighty Morphin game for Super Nintendo was a beat 'em up, and then the Mighty Morphin movie games were beat 'em ups, which that was my favorite, the one on Sega Genesis. Yeah, Predator Concrete Jungle. Unfortunately, I never played it. I heard that is very difficult to play.
Yeah, I tried that once. It was hard. It was hard to get far in it, at least for me. Now, I've not seen a lot of Aaron Eckhart's films, so has Fabio seen them, whether it be The Bricklayer or Chris of Station?
No, I never.
No.
They're trying to turn him into an action star now. I didn't watch any of those.
Take care, Yuli. Have a good night. Oh, thank you, Creatures of Darkness. My two favorite reviewers in one place. Good to see you. Well, thank you. Appreciate the kind words. Has Fabio ever played Uncharted or Alien Isolation?
No. Neither.
The Mummy 3, disappointing.
That movie was terrible.
Was that a theater experience or a home video experience?
No, I watched it. I'd never seen it until I got on the old channel when I did the paid request for it.
Oh yeah.
Because number one, Steven Summers didn't direct it like he did the first two. I don't know what. I think he might have been doing GI Joe at the time, which he should have just did a third Mummy instead of GI Joe. Jet Li couldn't save that movie. Just awful. They recast Rachel Wise wasn't in it for whatever reason, and I like Maria Bello as an actress, but she was a terrible upgrade or downgrade or whatever. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah,
that was a terrible movie.
definitely a downgrade.
Just no more.
And Fraser was kind of, maybe it's just me, but he was kind of like second fiddle. It didn't feel like he was the star of the movie.
Right. I think he was hurt too. I
Hmm.
think that's another reason why, because he was injured during that movie.
Hey there, Bobby. Hope you're doing well. Darth Gold does. Fabio, great to see you again. Hey, Matt, getting the Golden Child and Congo in 4K. Cool. On the May sale? Well, yeah, cool. Hopefully it'll be a good sale for you. But yeah, love those two films. Glad Golden Child's getting an anniversary later this year. I have to watch it again during that. Fabio, any Let's Plays Matt has done that you enjoy?
Uh, all of them I quite enjoy.
Well, thank you.
My favorite though was on his old channel when he did Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil. And in the beginning, he was like, go back to the chopper, hopper to hopper."
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, that was classic.
Yeah, Sally, those are lost to time. But, it's how it goes.
But Alien Isolation was good. I really like that one.
Well, thank you.
Spider-Man movie game, because you were just getting frustrated. I'm just sitting there laughing my ass off.
That was tough.
Yeah.
That was tough.
The Spider-Man 2 movie game is a lot better, but um, good stuff. The original Spider-Man for PlayStation, because that game is awesome. That was a fun one. I played that. I think last year I played that, and I had not played that game in forever, and I forgot how good it was. That's right. Here we go. I remember getting that at Walmart back in the day. Good luck trying to get it on Dreamcast. It's so expensive.
How much was it usually on Dreamcast that you saw?
The last time the one like mom and pop video game store here, I think they had it for 75 last time. It's probably still sitting there, but I'm like, I'm not paying that much. I have limits.
That's about as much as Hunter's Blood.
Yeah, Jesus. Same with Resident Evil 2 and 3 for the Dreamcast. They're insanely expensive. I remember when you could get them for nothing because the Dreamcast was done. They couldn't give those games away. Now they're all expensive because everybody wants Dreamcast games now. Yeah, the Nintendo 64 version of Spider-Man's cool because they couldn't do the cutscenes, so they just did the comic panel. So that's actually pretty cool. What the fuck? Oh, and this is variant A. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, you got...
Well, I got my Hearts of Darkness, finally. Yeah, Tag the Assassination Game. I was quite surprised that they announced that one. I'm curious about that, but I'm not paying $75. Okay, that's a lot more reasonable.
Yeah.
$30, I'll do that, but
I guess because it's a Blu-ray, but Blu-ray's good.
yeah, well, you don't need, in my book, you don't really need anything more than that.
So there.
People are losing their minds with these damn 4Ks. with the Nightmare on Elm Street fiasco last year and the Night of the Living Dead remake. Just calm down, people. You act like these movies have not been readily available since they have come out. It's not like they're rare movies or, calm down. It'll be all right. All you little fake movie fans on YouTube that are probably watching this, just relax. It'll be okay. You don't need to buy every movie that comes out. Okay, chill.
On that note, and someone asked this, but I know many times ago you had some thoughts on Scream Factory. And you just see like how they are, where they are nowadays, where they're pretty down in the dumps, where no one's talking about them. They're barely releasing anything people are mentioning. They're on Grove, however you want to put it.
It's groove.
Groove. And just
that's the other thing.
Yeah.
That website's been around forever, and people still don't know how to fuck to pronounce it.
I had never heard of it until that whole thing
Well,
happened.
they've
So
been around for quite a while, but I don't. Oh man, I have so many thoughts.
love
I
to
have
hear
so,
them.
I have so many thoughts about so many things.
I love to hear them.
Well, Shout Factory did it to themselves because when they started out, they were great. They stayed within their thing. I'm still shocked that Halloween 2 and 3 actually got special editions. It's funny about Halloween 2 because Universal was going to do a special edition DVD back in the day, but they canceled it. Um, and then they just did because if you look at the older DVD with the black and white cover, at the top it's in gold. The banner's in gold, and it says widescreen because that's what they did for their special editions. They had those gold banners, but they did. I guess the artwork was done and they couldn't change it. So instead of saying collector's edition, they just scrubbed that and put widescreen. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But again, I'm surprised that still to this day, over you know almost 15 years later, that they did those movies and all these movies got special editions and everything, which was awesome. But then I think when they did the Halloween and the Friday the 13th box sets, they started to get a little big for their britches. And then they just started releasing all this crap that people didn't want. And then they upgraded to 4K, but then they just started re-releasing the same movies on 4K with most of the time none of them had new extra features. Then they would do the Steelbook, then they would do this. And they just started making all these stupid decisions instead of focusing on, getting movies out there and doing extras. And then they alienated people like Michael Felsher and Sean Clark and all these people that worked for them. And, then they started raising all their prices and doing all this stupid shit. We'll give you the same Tom Atkins figure 3 different times and just have different clothes on it. I have the Night of the Creeps one because that was the first one, but then the Halloween 3 one was the same figure, it just had different clothes on it. And they did it to themselves. And then when the autonomous when the economy crashed and everything went to shit, then they were stuck because they weren't making any money because they made all these bad decisions and they had to sell everything off, and now they're just a shell of what they were. But they did it to themselves. It's not like the people left, or everyone's like, this sucks because of this. No, you suck because you made all these shitty decisions and you alienated people and the greasy cases and not replacing them and just doing simple upgrades of your movie. Now, again, some of like I Come in Peace had new features for the 4K. Okay, cool. Child's Play had new features for the 4K. Okay, cool. But most of them were just, oh, it has a 4K transfer and there's no new extras. Or like they put out Delta Force and it had no extra features. Or they put out Force Vengeance with no extra features. Why? Chuck Norris was still alive. You could have asked him. Like, come on now. But they did it to themselves, and now they're a joke. And whenever they announce anything, I might take a look at it, but 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to buy it because it's either just going to be a 4K of a movie that I already have with no new extra feet. Like, again, as I have said for years, 4K, that's cool. If that's what you're into, that's great. It's not going to be that much better picture quality. Plus, most of the stuff that comes out now on Blu-ray is a 4K transfer because you can do that and it'll look just as good. Um, so why bother? I'm more about extra features now that all these years have passed for these movies. What are people's thoughts on them? And the sad thing is, the older the movies are, the less people that are still alive. So, you know, that's just me. But they did it to themselves. They have no one to blame but themselves. So, have a nice day. Kiss my ass. Hopefully, they'll be done permanently soon, and we'll go elsewhere for stuff. Like a lot of people ask me, they're like, "Do you get any of the Hong Kong movies?" No, because Arrow's putting them out, The Arrow releases have more features. The transfers are better because the transfer for Hard Boiled looked terrible, but the Arrow transfer was good. The problem is the Arrow Hard Boiled went out of print immediately, and you can't find it anywhere. So I'll stick with them. Yeah, the Faculty, they really dropped the ball on that. Greg Nicotero said he had at least 2 hours of footage, like them building the creatures and everything, and they didn't want to use any of that. Apparently, Robert Rodriguez didn't want to work with them for whatever reason. So I was very disappointed because I love that movie. But oh well, that's why I bought the Japanese release, because the Japanese release has features that you can't get anywhere else. Yeah, Time Cop was horrible because there was no features on it. What the hell? What's his name? Cliff, but can't remember his last name. McMillan, Cliff McMillan, that used to work for him. He said that they were working on that for a year, and he was lining up interviews and stuff, and then they decided at the last minute, we're not going to do any extras for it. And he's like, why? He goes, I lined all this up. I got people scheduled. You know, we have the budget for it. But no, we're not going to do that. Okay. Really? For Time Cop, one of Van Damme's his biggest movie, but one of his best movies. We're not going to do extras. Yeah, you suck. And then End of Days, the interview with Peter Hyams, they talk about Time Cop. So I think what they did was they just spliced all that together, because they probably interviewed him about different things. Oh, we'll put this part on this Blu-ray. We'll put this part on this. No, they just put that all together. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing that, but don't deceive people and then lie to people.
Well, then they'll also cut all the other interviews that was going to be on Time Cop anyway.
Right, exactly. So now they're all sitting on somebody's hard drive if they even filmed any of that stuff that we're never going to get to see. What was the other one I was thinking of? Oh, Escape from L.A. John Carpenter and Kurt Russell were going to do a commentary, but they had to wait because their schedules had to match, and they didn't want to wait. Could have just waited. Why? And then like Pet Sematary 2, which, I mean, to be fair, that is a good release. But apparently they were trying to get the work print, and then it was damaged or whatever. And it's like, well, I have it over there if you guys need it. You can do a remaster off of a DVD or a file. It's not that hard. But they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to wait.
Where did you hear the info of the Kurt Russell John Carpenter? I never heard that.
When they were doing that Blu-ray, I think that had leaked out everywhere, because I remember reading that in a bunch of places. And I think even John Carpenter said that they, like, before it was announced and stuff, I think he said somewhere, I remember reading that he was going to record a commentary, because that was the only movie that they didn't have a commentary for.
Yeah.
With him and Kurt Russell. And then it just didn't happen because I think their schedules didn't line up, and then they didn't want to wait. That's like, why? Because, yeah, that's the only movie that does not have a commentary from them. The Thing, Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China all have commentary tracks. Why? I mean, they could do it now. It's 30 years later. It'd be cool to hear that. But, just fuck it. Do it on your own. Just do it for like YouTube or something. I'll watch that. That'd be great. Just to hear those two.
Yeah, Tom. I think that's when Tom Holland first did his commentary for Child's Play, was an audio that was just put out there for people to.
Yeah, because he wanted, when MGM did that special edition DVD back in the day, he wanted to do it, but then he was vetoed because Don Fettuccine's a scumbag. So he did it for that website, and then they released it. And then they ended up putting that on, I think, the 4K anyway. They were able to get it cleared or whatever. I actually have that file somewhere. I remember when he did that, and he was like, "Go on this website; it's free. Get this commentary." So I have it somewhere on one of my hard drives. But yeah, good old Don Fettuccine. Oh yeah, we're gonna make another Chucky movie. Why? You must have sucked everybody's dick in Hollywood to keep being able to do all this. So I guess being gay has its perks. I don't know. Relax,
Well, see,
people. It's a joke. Calm down. Just a joke.
ton in the Hershey Highway.
Right. Don't care who did what to your Hershey Highway.
He said he's gay.
Gay.
But fuck Don Mancini.
Yeah, it's a joke, people. Calm down. He's not a scumbag because he's gay. He's just a scumbag. You don't have to be gay to be a scumbag. You can be whatever.
Exactly. But hey, the people in the chat, David S. Patrick, and
there was that rant.
Just everybody. Hope everyone's having a good Monday tonight. Sean, Matthew, Tosh, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Martin. I thought it was Martino. Martin.
What's up?
Preston 5 has told the story quite a few times about Michael Wincroft, mainly from him talking to the actress from The Crow who was the little girl, and he was not saying very good things, being very creepy, and
yeah, she was like,
seemed like Brandon Lee wanted to beat the shit out of him.
He should, for real. He should have.
Yeah.
He should, and apparently he grabbed one of the makeup girls or one of the costume girls or something, and that's the incident that Brandon Lee wanted to become the Crow for real. So
exactly.
I think he had a little bit of a mean streak like his dad did. I don't think he would admit. I don't think he would have admitted it, but I think he did have a little bit more of his dad in him than he wanted to admit. Because Bruce Lee could have a pretty bad mean streak at times. Austin, I think Arrow's doing Under Siege 2. It was leaked out that Under Siege 2 is coming out on 4K, but not who is going to do it. But I think it's Arrow. I don't know why Warner Brothers would just release Under Siege 2 randomly on 4K. I am pissed that Arrow's not doing Eraser. I was hoping that they would have, but then Warner Brothers is like, no, we're going to do Eraser. There's a couple extras on there, but it's not much. I am pissed about that because Arrow would have did a great job with Eraser. And it's funny because they claim, Warner Brothers claimed that Eraser never made any money and it was a flop in this. So,
Still a good movie though. Still enjoy the film.
Yeah. I love Eraser. That's one of the last old school Arnold movies. I watched it not that long ago. It's still good.
I mean, I like Arrow Video. I don't know. The more combat, just
that was disappointing because it doesn't even have the older Blu-ray has the cartoon. That's not on there.
No.
So I am disappointed with the lack of features on that.
I mean, idea is better than nothing. It's just pretty much like 3 new interviews, maybe or so. And I just thought a lot more could have been done.
And there is some stuff from back in the day, so at least that is on there too. I can't complain. But Robin Shaw didn't want to do an interview, or you didn't want to interview him. Christopher Lambert. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it does have the commentary that's on the laser disc.
Right, that's not on there either. So I'm not that I would ever get rid of that laser disc.
Yeah,
that's the first laser disc I ever bought.
Oh, really? The first one? Remember time period wise when that was?
Yeah, it's actually like right when I first started on YouTube. So it was 2011. It actually was around my birthday, so it's around this time. And it was like I found it for like $5. I said, "Fuck it, let me just buy this." And then that Christmas I got a player. So there you go. But yeah, Mortal Kombat was the first laser disc because I knew that there was a commentary on there that wasn't on the DVD at the time because I don't think the movie had come out on Blu-ray yet. Preston, all good. Everything is good. Cannot complain.
Fabio, a lot of people ask you your thoughts on random stuff. What's your thoughts on Batman
I,
and
I
Robin?
love it. Thoughts on random stuff. I love it.
Thoughts on Batman and Robin?
Well, I mean, as a kid, I actually saw that in the theater when it came out. So there's that. So I remember it was one of my cousins. She's significantly older than us, me and my brother. So she took us to the movies. It was either Airbud or Batman and Robin, and everyone except one voted for Batman and Robin. One of my cousins like Airbud. It's got a dog. I'm like, but it's Arnold. So we went and saw that. They actually showed the trailer for Spawn before the movie. I don't know how the hell I remember all this shit, but yeah, we went to go see that, and they had the Ninja Turtles arcade game in the lobby, the original, because I'd never seen that before. So I saw that in the theater when it first came out. I had the VHS. As a kid, I was always like, it's got Arnold, which is still kind of how I feel, but I mean, it's not the worst Batman movie in my book. I'd rather watch it than The Dark Knight Pisses. That's just me. But it's not a good movie, but there's things that I like about it. Obviously, they spent a lot of time and money to make it look cool and get the suits and the vehicle like that because that's all practical. So that I respect, that I appreciate. But making it a toy commercial and it doesn't have any grit. Like I know people complain about Batman Forever, but Batman Forever still has grit and it's still got a little edge and some darkness to it. And then or it was going to have more, but of course we're never going to see the Schumacher cut apparently. But then Batman and Robin, it's like, no, we need to make money and sell cookies and sell toys. And the marketing was cool. I remember that as a kid. I remember everywhere you went, it was just Batman and Robin stuff. I had the coloring book was like this big. It was this huge ass coloring book. I still have a bunch of the toys. Taco Bell did the tie-in with the food. Like that was cool. They did all these cereals. Like I remember all that. Like that part was cool. But it's not a good movie, but it's got some fun to it. It's got moments. I think Arnold was a good choice for Mr. Freeze, but they just made him be goofy. If they would have made him serious, like in the cartoon, I think it would have really worked. It would have been cool. But it's just like, no, Arnold, we want you to just say one-liners. It's like, well, no, Arnold can actually do stuff. But he does have some fun one-liners. I can't complain. I hate when people talk during the movie. So, stuff like that. And him dancing with his slippers, his little polar bear slippers, and smoking a cigar, which I'm sure in his contract he had it. I have to smoke a cigar in the movie, but I'm not complaining. That part I won't complain about. But George Clooney was a terrible Batman. Uma Thurman, yes, she's gorgeous, but she was not a good choice for Poison Ivy because they made her all goofy. Chris O'Donnell, that poor bastard, he couldn't get work for a couple years because of it. Alicia Silverstone did okay, but I do remember they made fun of her because apparently she gained weight during the movie, which I never really noticed that. But apparently in the press back in the day, it's like, oh, she got fat. I'm like, no. What are you talking about? Just like how people claim in Under Siege, Seagal just magically gains weight throughout the movie. And I'm like, I don't think so. Maybe Under Siege 2, where he wore a girdle, but not the first one. But I mean, it looks pretty. It looks nice. It's got a great soundtrack. Smashing Pumpkins is on there. I can't complain. Um, the marketing was really cool as a kid to see all that, but it's not really a good movie, but it's definitely not the worst Batman movie.
Thank you, Darth Goldust. Speaking of Batman and Robin, what other movies would you say are glorified marketing gimmicks?
Phantom
The
Menace.
which one?
The Phantom Menace.
Oh,
But
yeah,
that was all that marketing campaign was awesome because they remember the Pepsi cans with all the characters on it. I think I
I've
had
seen
all
them.
those at one point. Um, that was so cool. Taco Bell also did the tie-in, the food tie-in with that. I remember going to Taco Bell and getting the toys. Those, oh my god, those fucking toys were everywhere. And then after the movie came out, they could not give those toys away for free. Oh my god, that was cool. That was so cool as a kid because that was the first new Star Wars movie in forever. Like that was a big deal. Um, that was cool. The first Spider-Man had a huge marketing campaign. That was cool as well. So I mean, I know people complain about the marketing and all this shit, but as a kid, it's cool to see that stuff. You know, I wasn't alive, but Terminator. I'm sure you remember. Terminator 2 had a huge marketing campaign as well.
Oh
Independence.
yeah, it was. Well, I don't remember it as well because I was only maybe 9 years old about the time. So, and because it was an R-rated film, I don't know if they marketed it as much as they would
Oh,
if
they
you.
did. There were toys. There was
I
a
had some
board.
of the toys. I had some of the action
I
figures.
have
I did
some
all
of
that.
them somewhere. There was a board game. There was a Terminator 2 board game. Subway was the fast food tie-in because you could get the cup with Arnold on it. Pepsi was a promoter because there's all the shots of there's the scene. I've never noticed this before, but the first scene in Cyberdyne when the guy's talking to Miles Dyson, the guy has the Pepsi can and the logo is towards the camera the entire scene. So they just had to get that in there. Um, yeah, Terminator 2 had a huge marketing campaign, which was crazy. Independence Day did. I remember that. Jurassic, the first two Jurassic, actually the first three Jurassic Parks did. I do remember the Lost World and 3. I don't remember the first one because I was too young. But over the years, seeing all this stuff, yeah, they had a huge marketing campaign. Men in Black did because they had a. I had it. I don't have it any, but there was a standee that came out of Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, and the worms were at the bottom. I had that in my room when I was a kid after the movie came out. That was cool. I love to find another one of those. But there were a bunch back in the day, and again, I know people complain about marketing and well, that's what you do. You have to sell it. It's a product. That's how you make money. It's called capitalism. So
You also had the 1998 Godzilla one.
yes. Oh, that was awesome too. That was great. I don't know what it is with Taco Bell did the tie-in for that as well. I remember getting the toys at Taco Bell when Taco Bell was actually amazing.
And we're quite, I would say more negative Darth Goldust of ones that popped to was Matthew Me, McDonald's, McDonald's, even dance at McDonald's. Hey, if you buy McDonald's, you get shot. Even if you're in a wheelchair, you'll get shot.
That's a hell of a marketing campaign.
And then the internship because it's just a glorified Google. Hey,
Yeah,
work at Google.
now it sucks. Back in the day, it was cool. All the marketing was cool. When that Planet of the Apes remake came out, that one had a huge marketing push, but it's not a good movie.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell, I do have the Arrow release of RoboCop, which is the absolute best release of that movie.
Hey there, Dante. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, a couple people asked about Brian Thompson with Mortal Kombat Annihilation. When I met him, we talked about it, so it's not like he's not willing to talk about the movie.
A lot of you asking you about the Odyssey, the crazy casting.
I don't give a shit.
Elliot, Ellen, Equalizer, Pain.
Ellen Page's Achilles. That makes sense. Because when I think of Achilles, I think of Ellen Page, and it's funny because when Troy came out, people complained about Brad Pitt being cast as Achilles. How the turntables have turned.
I saw that. I liked Brad Pitt in that. I thought it was the best part of the movie.
That's the only good thing about that movie, really. I saw it when it first came out. I was just so bored. I'm like, well, Brad Pitt's cool. And then after that movie came out, everyone tried to do that move where he like jumps in the air and then he stabs the guy sideways. Everyone tried to do that in fight scenes, and I'm like, it's stupid. Yeah, I do want to get that new Rambo 4K set because it has all of the features from all the different releases, so I don't have to have 10 different releases. And I think all the transfers are new and they remixed the audio and everything, which is cool.
It's out of print now.
Of course, because everybody pre-ordered it. It's not even out yet. So
yeah, so
I'm shocked because they just have to have it. They just have to buy it, and then they'll make 12,000 YouTube videos about it, and they don't even like the movies. They don't even care. They just want to look cool. I hate these people.
Has Fabi ever seen the 2010 film Sinners and Saints?
I don't even know what that is.
Has Johnny Strawn, Tom Berenger, Sean Patrick Flannery, Method Man, Tim Coates.
Nope. Method Man's in it. I'll watch it, I guess.
Have you seen Godzilla 1985? That had a lot of Dr. Pepper, or
Yep.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
I remember.
Love Godzilla 85. There's just a scene with the Dr. Pepper machine in there and everything. Classic. Classic. I love it. Yeah, Predminator. I met Matthew Lillard. Every convention I've gone to where Skeet Ulrich is at, the line is out the door, and I'm like, I'm good.
People talk about a lot of movies that had big campaigns. Yeah, Demolition Man, Taco Bell, once again.
Yep, that had toys as well.
I remember some of those toys. Yeah, I had some of them.
That's what I love, How dare they market R-rated movies to children? Well, none of us grew up to be psychopaths, so maybe that was why. I don't know. The Thing was supposed to have toys, but since the movie flopped, they canceled them. There's a commercial on YouTube for it that leaked out.
I have to look into that.
I want a McCready figure. Come on. Well, I mean, they've done them now, but I won't like. I think it was Kenner was going to do them, who were doing Star Wars toys at the time. I didn't know that. Arnold Schwarzenegger paid Warner Brothers $1 to keep the Mr. Freeze outfit. Is it like in his house? Like, what's he do with it? I want to know. You just walk into his house and it's there. Here's my suit that I wore in Batman and Robin. Isn't it cool? Yeah,
I think he does because I've heard that story before too. I think he just has it in cases.
That's awesome. I want to go to his house and I want to see it.
Yeah, $1 every year. That was like the deal. Yeah,
See?
he pays $1 every year to keep it.
See, people can talk shit about him all he wants, but he's a very smart man.
Has Fabio seen Osmosis Jones?
It's been forever. I don't remember it being a good movie though. Then they did a series after it. I don't remember that one.
Movie Metal Rock, Ellen Page, Achilles is not a rumor because they're filming it and she's in it.
Yeah, it's
not a rumor.
It was already leaked.
They're already filming. There's all pictures and stuff.
Right. Yeah, David. Inspector Gadget. That one was another movie that had a big marketing campaign. I have in the other room. I have the completed figure. You had to go to McDonald's and get all the parts and build it. I have it in the other room. So I don't care. I like that movie. I saw that in the theater when it first came out. It's fun. I would love to see that alternate version, but it's probably doesn't exist anymore.
Well, thank you once again, Dolph Gold. That's kind of you. What home video releases would you say have the best bonus features? Give me a minute. I may think of others, but when I saw that, the one thing that popped in my head the first was when they released the Alien quadrilogy set,
Mhm.
because each film, whether you like or hate them, they have two cuts of the film, some multiple commentaries, at least the first two. Each one had a very lengthy documentary. There was deleted scenes. There was a lot of stuff, and even the Blu-ray they add a little bit more. I think the Blu-ray is when you had the Burke deleted scene that you're able to see.
And
And,
they had the laser, the stuff that was only on the laser disc.
yeah, that was really cool to see to be kept in there. So there's others, but that's the first thing that popped in my head was the quadrilogy set, DVD and the Blu-ray set. So
Yeah, that DVD set doesn't get enough credit. That was a huge deal when it came out. I remember that. Yeah, that box set was awesome. Um, the night I know everybody goes back to the Nightmare on Elm Street DVD box set, but it was groundbreaking at the time. It was unique at the time. That's one I wish I would have kept. I did get rid of it, but I do wish I kept that one. I might get another. Well, now they're expensive because everybody wants them. I got mine for like $20, but now it's like, oh no, DVD is cool again. DVD was always cool. Um, the Terminator. I don't know if you could see it. Yeah, it's right there. The Terminator 2, the Ultimate Edition. That was a really cool set when that first came out.
oh, nice.
It had the metal slip cover. Mine doesn't. What? They had the metal slip cover. The Rambo trilogy, the one with the metal slip cover, I have that. That's a really cool set when that first came out. Honestly, the old Big Trouble in Little China DVD, because that had the commentary with Kurt Russell and John Carpenter, where they don't talk about the movie. They just tell jokes and stories and they talk about their kids and everything. And then like, oh yeah, so then when we shot this, that commentary, that's probably my favorite commentary track of all time.
That's a lot of fun. Yeah. Even a newer one, I'll give credit to a newer one. If people are fans of Blair Witch Project, if they do like the film, the second side release is worth it because it has a 2.5 hour documentary. Yeah, the actors are not in it, but that's because they feel they should have been paid residuals, they weren't, and all that stuff. So, but it's still a lengthy documentary. It's got like an hour worth of special deleted scenes, a lot of stuff. So that's definitely packed for those who like the film. So there's Dawn of the Dead. That's what I was the original Dawn of the Dead.
Oh yeah, the Ultimate
Beautiful,
Edition.
beautiful red and black case.
I got it. It's behind me here. It's in the case, but
Multiple versions of the film, good documentary, commentaries on each cut. That's a great set. The Anchor Bay, I have it right over there. I'm seeing it. Good
I
Anchor Bay release.
remember wanting to get that for the longest time, and then it went out of print, and it was expensive. And I found it when I was in the army in Colorado. They had it was like $20. I'm like, yes, finally. So
And that's a good price, $20.
yeah,
That's a really good price.
I found it for $20, and it still had the comic book and the inserts and everything. I was happy. And then I also found Crystal Lake Memories there with the bonus disc, and I think that was about the same price. It wasn't expensive. I was like, yeah. But even the Second Sight Dawn of the Dead Blu-ray, I have, or the 4K, I have that over there. That's a really good set too, more recent one. And the Hitcher, that's a really good set. I still need to get that one. So it just depends.
Oh, thank you, Spartan. Are you guys familiar with the details of the canceled James Cameron Spider-Man film? If so, do you guys think it would have made a good or a bad film? I've always heard of the script, but I never knew, or maybe I did once and I forgot about it. The details. I don't know why I never delved into it. I guess just didn't happen. But I do remember talking to people, and most of them said they did not like the script and they said it would not have made a good film. At least that's what they told me.
Yeah, I think Arnold was going to play Doc Ock, and they wanted Leonardo DiCaprio to play Spider-Man. I have a book. It's in the other room. I think they talk a little bit about that. But yeah, the Pepsi machine in Terminator 2 in the mall, like that's in like all the shots in that scene. It's in there. Yeah, McDonald's did the marketing for Jurassic Park, which was great. The teaser trailer to Terminator 2 is to this day still amazing. Where they're building Arnold, like that's still one of the greatest teaser trailers ever. Yeah, Stan Winston directed that teaser. Arnold shot it on a day off of Total Recall. He was still filming Total Recall at the time, so they had him come in and shoot that trailer, I think, in one day.
Yeah, Spartan, just to look some info up, Electro and Sandman were two of the villains he wanted, and he wanted to be a bit more mature, so a little bit more profanity, violence, sexuality in the film. It's probably one of the reasons why people didn't like the script. So, yeah, I don't know the exact details, but I've heard, yeah, it wasn't a lot of people's cup of tea. So,
Yeah, I mean, I would have rather have had the Canon Films version where they thought Spider-Man was a monster and they didn't understand it.
The Fly, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they were going to do. DJ, the Halloween Steelbook set that just came out, that it was going to be the Jack-o'-lantern, and then they realized that they couldn't do it, and they turned it into a Steelbook. I didn't care to begin with because it didn't have any new extras, you know. So I'm not buying those movies again, just to have that. I'm waiting for Arrow. They haven't announced it yet, but it's probably going to be Halloween of this year. But I'm sure that the Arrow sets for 1, 4, and 5 will be awesome. So I'll probably just wait for those. I'm hoping for 4, they put the commentary with the writer on there because that commentary is still stuck on that DVD right there, which is why I still have that.
So yeah, a lot of people talking about the Cameron Spider-Man script. Very cool. Hey, MTH Bra and True Fire Pink Guy. Hope you're doing well tonight.
Preston, Brian Thompson was great when I met him. He's actually really funny. He has a really good sense of humor. And the autograph that I got from him is actually from Cobra. It's the shot where he's grabbing Stallone and he's about to stab him at the end of the movie. So we talked about Cobra, because that's where I first found out about like Stallone's ego on that movie, because I had never heard those stories before until he told me. But he's a good dude. He's a nice guy, and he's really funny. But he has that like dry sense of humor. But he's always cutting up jokes and stuff. He's a cool guy. I really enjoyed meeting him because I always liked him as an actor. I always really liked his work. I think he has a unique look, which is why I think it worked in Cobra and some of these other movies where he played a villain. But really nice dude. I really enjoyed meeting him. Nice guy. It's always funny that the people that play the villains and the bad guys are the nicest people. Like Robert Englund. Robert Englund just sitting there like laughing and telling jokes and telling stories, and this is the guy that played Freddy Krueger. He's supposed to be, a serial killer and all this stuff, and he's like your uncle that you always love to see.
Well, maybe not Richard Lynch.
Well, I know Uncle Bill said I think he had early signs of, I think that was not intentional. I think there was other things going on there. And Michael Felsher said the same thing when he interviewed him for forget which movie it was. He said he had a lot of moments where he was confused and he didn't know what was being asked. I think he probably had dementia and they didn't realize it. So unfortunately, it happens. But
yeah,
great actor. always loved Richard Lynch, but
Yeah.
I think towards the end of his life, he had things that were going on that unfortunately couldn't be helped, and probably the drugs and the alcohol abuse didn't help either. So
Yeah. Has Fabio ever seen Red Cliff or The Crossing, the John Woo films?
no,
No.
the shitty John Woo movies. Well, I don't know. I've never seen those, but I'm not interested in that. Yes,
Uh,
so wings. There was a bunch of Demolition Man toys. They did. They also did a line. I think it was Hot Wheels or Matchbox. They did a line of all the cars too. You can find those out there. But yeah, because it was the '90s. Every movie had a toy line. So Demolition Man had toys, which were pretty cool. But none of the toys have guns because in the contract, just like Last Action Hero, it said that the characters can't have guns. So there you go.
hmm.
That's okay. That's why they got GI Joe.
Let's see. What was Stallone's Edo like? Oh, on Cobra? Uh,
Well, that was Brian Thompson said he was never there. He was in his trailer with Brigitte Nielsen because whatever. Uh, when he said when they shot his speech at the end, he was just talking to like the script supervisor because Stallone just didn't want to show up to shoot that scene. So the shots of Stallone were done later because it's a close up. But when he's doing the speech about, the courts are civilized and don't send me to, he wasn't there. He's just, oh, Jesus, sorry. I got so excited I hit the thing. He was just talking to the script supervisor.
hmm.
So, and then he said, like when they would talk, like, you wrote the script. How do you want me to do this? What's this guy's motivation? Why is this? He's like, he's just evil. He's like, well, no, like there's a root. No, he's just evil. Okay, well, sure. So he said, yeah, he wasn't there. He was showing off a lot because it's funny because him and Brigitte Nielsen, I think they just got married, and then right after that movie came out, they got divorced. So there you go. But he said towards the end of the shoot, he calmed down because people were just getting annoyed and they were getting tired. It's like, look, you need to calm your ass down. And he also said, well, yeah, Stallone really directed that movie. George Cosmatos didn't really direct it. He was just there as kind of you know, I'm the director, like on Rambo, First Blood Part 2 and 2, these other movies. Like he wasn't really the director. Stallone really directed Cobra.
Hmm.
But he couldn't, I don't think he could get credit or whatever because there were laws at the time. So that's what happened with Nighthawks. Like Stallone directed part of Nighthawks because they fired the original director, but he couldn't get credit because there were rules and laws in the Screen Actors Guild and the Directors Guild, and I think that pissed off Stallone, so he did it kind of under the table.
Hmm.
And I never heard the story that Brian Thompson was not invited to the premiere of his own movie, and he had to pay to see the movie. I'd never heard that story before. I mean, I'm not surprised if it did happen because shit like that happens all the time, but it's just weird. Oh, Arnold also has a Predator statue that Stan Winston made, and they were going to auction it off, but when Stan Winston died, they gave it to Arnold. Cool. And I know Arnold loved Stan Winston. They were very close, so that's awesome.
Man, Fabio, what's your favorite Jeff Wincott film? Hmm.
I just watched a bunch of his recently. I'm going to say Last Man Standing. That one's pretty fun. But
Yeah.
Martial Law 2 was good. Mission of Justice was good. Martial Outlaw, I just recently watched that for the first time. That one was pretty fun. I quite enjoyed that. He made a bunch of good little movies back in the day. But Last Man Standing was pretty fun. Good old PM Entertainment.
Yeah, I'd probably go with that too. A lot of good action set pieces in that. Yeah, and he made some fun films with that one. Definitely, I would pick out of the crowd. Yeah. Does Fabio have a favorite theater snack?
I like the Bunch of Crunch. I always try to get that. I'm not paying $10 a box, but those are good. I like to get those when I go to see the movie.
Sneak them in.
Yeah, I've done it before. So if any of you fellas out there that have a girlfriend or a wife, just put it in her purse. They're not going to check her purse. Me, I'm like shoving shit down my pants, and I gotta like duck walk to get in, just like the old days when you would sneak you have to take your video camera apart, shove it down your pants, and duck walk and try to get it in there. Well, the reason why the Guns N' Roses video is not on the Terminator 2 DVD is because Axel didn't want it on there, and he was being a punk, which is why that's only on the Laserdisc.
Yeah, Jamro, I've seen Captain EO and Ghost one time. They're good for what they need to be. Definitely got a lot of good production value on either one. I see Captain EO I prefer. They're just more good Star Wars type
Yeah, I
of.
have that. I have that over there somewhere because that never came out officially.
Okay.
Moonwalker was fun. I really like Moonwalker.
Yeah, I always forget Joe Pesci's in that.
Yeah, I forgot too. And then Michael Jackson, he's, and then he turns into a robot, and he blows up Joe Pesci. I'm like, hell yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, Space Jam. That was another movie that had a huge marketing campaign, which was cool. Back in the there, I remember I might have it somewhere, but they had like this little statue of Michael Jordan, and you opened up the bottom and it was gumballs. The gumballs would come out. I might still have one of those. I'm not sure. David, the Men in Black cartoon, only the first season came out on DVD in America. It was Target exclusive when Men in Black 3 came out.
If Fabio met Don Johnson, what would you ask him?
Probably about Dead Bang. Because I know he doesn't like Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. It's weird because I don't think anybody that worked on that movie actually likes that movie, but it's a good movie. I just watched that again recently. I'm like, this is a good movie. Like, this is a fun 90s action movie. Why don't you like it? I know you liked what they paid you for it. I know that much. King of New York, great movie, Jamroll.
Oh, hey there, Julie. Hey, man. Hey, Fabio. How are you doing? I've always had fun with Moonwalker. Cool. Glad. Hope you're doing well.
I don't know. Well, it just came out in Germany on Blu-ray, but I don't know why that's never come out on DVD here in America. Because Michael Jackson owned all his stuff. I don't know why he never put it out. I think Ghost came out in Japan on DVD, but that was it. And then Captain EO never came out because that was Disney. That was a Disney ride. Which I think like the first time I went, one of the first times I went to Disney, it was still open, but it wasn't working, and then they shut it down permanently. I think after he died, they shut it down because they didn't want to pay his family or something.
And of course, when that Michael movie came out, oh shit,
Yeah, everything started back up because people are stupid. So.
He did it. He did it. He got it done.
How many times are you guys gonna say this? Like, how many times we got to go over this? I've been watching a lot of his old interviews, and him just fucking with these reporters is the funniest thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just all these. He's just so sarcastic and. Well, did you do it? Yeah, I did it. I did it all. I've done it all. This and that.
I haven't seen those.
Him not giving a fuck is just hilarious. And then when he got accused the first time, I saw his like interrogation footage, and he's just laughing because he realizes like this is so stupid and ridiculous. he's like covering his face up because he can't stop laughing. And they're like, did you ever have sexual relations with Macaulay Culkin? And he starts cracking up laughing. He's like, no. Next question. And I'm like, oh my God. He's just got this big smile on his face. He's just laughing. I'm like, yep. This is funny.
Yeah, with him, there's never been proof. Constant, there's never ever been proof.
Yep. It's just he said, she said, which a lot of that stuff, that's all that is. Like the Me, again, the Me Too movement, it's all he did that. Well, did he really do it, or are you just saying that he did? Oh, well, no, I made it up. Okay. Like
Yeah.
Stallone, a couple people accused Stallone, and then it wasn't true, and then he sued them.
Yeah.
They're good. Sue these fucking people. Sue them for everything that they have, because you can't be saying shit like that.
Yeah, it's not like Pedal Walker. That's a I was surprised when I heard about that because I didn't know about that.
I had heard before he died, I had heard something about it, but then I was like, well, I don't know what's true and what's not true. And then apparently, no, like, this is what happened. Okay, well, why'd you wait till after he died to say something? That's the other thing. Like, why you wait till these people die and then you say something? I was like, okay. I guess it wasn't that big of a deal. Yeah, I when I almost met Lance Henriksen, I could tell maybe there was some stuff going. So yeah, it's sad, but he's older and it's part of life, sadly.
Yeah.
No, Deadly Bet. I never saw that one with Jeff Wincott.
Hey, Davian, hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good night.
Would I ever get a home projector? No, not really. I mean, I'm not that crazy about it. I'm not that crazy about movies. I mean, I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. I don't need a projector. I'm good with what I have. Yeah, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man does have a great cast. Don Johnson, Mickey Rourke, yeah, Big John Studd, the wrestler. I think that was the last movie he did. I think he died shortly after that movie came out. Giancarlo Esposito was in that. I think that was one of his first movies. Or Sven Thorson, Tom Sizemore, a bunch of great people in that. And that's another movie that has a killer soundtrack.
Yeah, but it doesn't have two guys kissing like Pedro Pascal keeps kissing people.
I think they call that rape if you kiss somebody without their consent. I don't know. I'm just saying. If somebody just randomly kissed me, I'd probably punch him in the face. That's just me, though.
What was Pedro Pascal?
Well, I wouldn't let him come anywhere near me. God only knows what the hell inside of him. I don't want any of that spilling on me. No, don't be kissing me. Don't be touching me. Go over there. Don't.
Scaring the hantavirus.
Yeah, hantavirus. Sure. I'm as worried about the hantavirus as I am about everything else. So. Suave. Yeah, that was in Cobra. I like that song. That scene always cracks me up because when Stallone rips the guy's shirt off, you can see the microphone. How'd they not notice this?
Well, see, the truth is the guy was undercover and blew his cover.
Well, then Cobra should have known. He should have known he was undercover.
You blew my cover.
Come on. My name is not Cobra. It is Quaid. Now we're mixing up all the movies.
That's what I always think about. Anytime I see Cobra, I just think, oh no, he blew his cover. Now people don't see the wire. And
Right.
there's like this side story that happens off screen where they
they
kidnap
killed
him.
the poor bastard because of Cobra.
So you fucking cheat.
You ruined it. You ruined the investigation. He was trying to find out what's going on with the lowriders. Damn it, Cobra. You're too busy trying to. That's right. You fucked up. You're too busy trying to get the Night Stalker. You get this guy. The hell's wrong with you? That's why Andrew Robinson didn't like him. He was the head of that operation.
Yeah.
Now it all makes sense.
I was in the 2-hour cut. Oh, yeah.
An extended cut. That's why he didn't like him. He fucked up his undercover operation.
Hey there, Alexander Clifton. Hope you're doing well. It's Fabio. You ever think of pick up the 4K of or the Arrow video of The Mask?
I need to get that. Definitely want to get that. That's right, Brethranator. The bridge is out.
Chase, neither of us would ever live in California, so don't care about me.
The fuck I want to do that for?
I don't care about meeting celebrities, Chase. Especially not in California.
No, all the ones I want to meet are not the ones that are quote unquote famous anymore. Or they're all dead. The bridge is out. The bridge is always out. I remember at school. I was at school once and it was just all quiet. And I just like run in the room and I was like, the bridge is out. The teacher's like, what did you just say? I'm like, the bridge is out. She's like, oh, I thought you said something else. I'm like, no. I was looking, what the fuck is wrong with you? We don't have that kind of time. You're just mad because I like to have fun. We're not having any fun, are we?
DJ and the Cobra supposedly in the war print, supposedly. Supposed to be more violence. There's supposed to be some stuff that's in the TV cut, like the kid bringing the box and there's a pair of hands in there, but also just a lot more extended violence, a lot more of the killers taking over the town, quarantine the town into violent excursions, get more violence, more bloodshed, but they cut it down to have 80-some minute running time to have more screenings against Top Gun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was, I think some of it's in the TV cut. I haven't seen the TV cut in a while, but at the end, they like go in this house and they kill this family. I think a little bit of that's in the TV cut, but not much. When Cobra's at his house and the guys try to ambush him, that's longer. That was significantly cut down. The TV cut has a little bit more of that stuff, but not too much. In the trailer, there's a different version of him saying you're a disease and I'm a cure at the end. That's not in the movie. That's only in the trailer. And then there's a scene in the TV cut where the cops come in and they're like, what happened? And Cobra's like, you guys missed a hell of a party. That's in the TV cut, but it's not. Why would you cut that out? Like, I don't know. But yeah, they were trying to compete with Top Gun because they were worried. But Cobra, everyone says Cobra was a flop. It wasn't. Cobra actually did pretty well, but not as good as Top Gun.
And the car chase ended differently too.
Oh yeah, that completely got re-edited, and you could tell when you watch the movie because stuff's out of place.
There's something about the end of it, like there's the car. Or...
Yeah, there you could see glimpses of it. There was like another car, and then there was like they crash into the boat, and there was more of that, and the trailer I think has some of that stuff too. But yeah, they really cut down a lot of that stuff for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. I think Stallone says he has a copy of it, but what condition it's in, I don't know, and we're never going to see it. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, sad but true.
Preston, Why do I hate California? What's bad about it? How much time do you have? How many hours do you have in the day? It's a very long but distinguished list. California is a shithole for many reasons. Yeah, there was more with Cobra and Brigitte Nielsen's character, more of the love story, which to me was the weakest part. I always thought that was the weakest part of the film. Like, I get it. They were married at the time, but did you really need it in the movie? No. Like, I mean, I like him, being like cutting the jokes and stuff with her. Like when he grabs the ketchup bottle and stuff like that's funny, but I don't give a fuck about them getting together. Like, again, that was the weakest part of the movie. In the trailer, there was more scenes with the cult. Like there's a shot in the trailer where there's this mirror and they smashed the mirror. That's not in the movie, but there was like more of that stuff. In the script, Andrew Robinson's character was supposed to be the leader of the cult. Like that was going to lead into the sequel. At the end of the movie, you find out because he like lifts up his sleeve and he has the tattoo, but they changed it. Which I'm mad because when I met Andrew Robinson, I said, it's a crying shame that you got cut out of Extreme Prejudice. He goes, well, I rather would have been cut out of Cobra. I was like, really? And he goes, yeah. And then the handler like moved us along. I was like, no, like this is the information I need. So I think if he ever does a show again near here and I go meet him, I'll bring that up. He's another guy. He is hilarious. He's always cutting up, telling jokes and stuff. And again, he played one of the greatest villains ever, the Scorpio Killer in Dirty Harry, and he's the nicest guy in the world.
But I never knew he was supposed to be the leader of the cult. I never knew that.
In the script, like I said,
the script, yeah.
You find out at the end he was the leader, and that was going to lead into the sequel. But I guess they changed it. The script, I don't know if you can still find it, but that was a great script. I don't know why they changed so much. Like he had a dog instead of a partner, and then the dog gets killed at the end. So then he has to kill the bit. Like it was like John Wick before John Wick. I think Cobra was married and his wife got murdered, and he was trying to find the guy that did it. And there was like a shootout in a movie theater. It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Cobra, but I want to see that version of the movie. Like that would have been badass. Why'd they change all that? But I think a lot of that was what was in the Beverly Hills Cop script that Stallone wrote. I guess they felt that's too big. It's too much. But a shootout in a movie theater, like, come on, that would have been cool. Before The Hard Way, before Replacement Killers. Redminator, I don't give a shit about King Conan. Arnold is way too old. Arnold's going to be 80 next year. I'm good. It's too late.
What he says, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And Jesse, I do like The Specialist. I just saw a recent interview with James Woods about that movie, and he said it was great. He said him and Stallone were friends for quite a while, but they had never worked together, and he had a lot of fun doing that movie. And I didn't know the scene when he's in the police station and he makes the bomb. That was improvised. That wasn't in the script. They needed something. And they just shot that really quickly before lunch one day, and it ended up in the movie. It's like, cool. But yeah, James Wood said he really enjoyed working on that film and working with Stallone and Eric Roberts and everybody. So it was like, sweet, because he's one of the best parts of that movie.
Conan the hip replacement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bobby, I actually met oh my God, I can't remember his name now. He was in The Toy. He was the kid, Scott Schwartz. I met Scott Schwartz, and I didn't realize it was him till after I met him. because him and his dad, speaking of California, they run a memorabilia store out in California. And his dad actually was in the army with Elvis Presley, and he showed me pictures of him and Elvis. But I didn't realize it was him because I'm looking at him. I'm like, why does he look so familiar? And he didn't mention anything. I'm like, and then I was like, wait a minute. And then I looked it up. I'm like, okay, it's Scott Schwartz. So I didn't realize it was him till later. But yeah, and his dad was really cool. His dad was really nice. He told all these stories about Elvis. It was like, cool. Yes, Cobra is infinitely better than any of those three shitty Stallone movies that you mentioned.
Yeah, I saw that, but I'm like, I don't need any. That should be obvious.
Not even a question.
Exactly.
In the words of Steven, I know he's just being a smartass. I know, but his camera is cool. But in the words of Steven Seagal, can I laugh in your face? Why the fuck would I want to meet Vince Russo? I wouldn't be able to get a word in, bro. Bro.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of wrestling, I did watch the amazing match of the Toxic Turtles.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a cool video.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that made sense. Oh yeah, I found out today that originally Kofi Kingston was going to be Stevie Richards' stepbrother. That was what Vince McMahon pitched. Stevie Richards said, "Yeah." He came up to me and he goes, "Yeah, Kofi's going to be your stepbrother. Your mother's a whore and she went to Jamaica and got pregnant." And he goes, "Oh, okay, that's great." Well, Arnold can say it'll be age appropriate all he wants, but no, that remember that TV show he did, Food Bar? Yeah, you don't because no one watched it. Arnold is old. I love Arnold, but he can't do it anymore. He's old. Just stop.
Yeah.
Just retire. You have way more than enough money to live the rest of your life. Just stop.
Yeah, I mean, they're all too old. Sadly, that's just how it is.
Go hang out with your grandkids.
Yeah. Just too old. Van Damme is too old.
That's right.
Didn't see The Gardener, but looks like crap.
I'm not gonna watch it. I'm good.
Yeah, it's too old.
I try. I try to make you people laugh, Julie. Yeah, they're all old now. I don't want to see 80-year-old Stallone trying to, it's funny because people complained about Charles Bronson making Death Wish movies in his 60s and 70s. And they complained about Clint Eastwood, making movies, but they were still in good shape and they knew when to hang it up, not, 80-year-old Stallone trying to do another movie and just stop.
Fabi, did you see the story? Big Show said he met Arnold 4 times the last 12 years, and Arnold was playing with his mind, saying, "I'm Arnold, nice to meet you." He ribbed him for 12 years.
Oh, I believe it. It just Arnold has that sense of humor, so I just see him messing with the Big Show, and because they work together. He was in Jingle All the Way. He was the big elf that he fights.
Yeah.
I could just see him messing with people all the time. Yeah, I agree. That's the thing, Austin. I mean, when Stallone did Rambo 4, people were complaining he's too old. When he did Rocky Balboa, oh, he's too old. So they were complaining then. I know people have short memories, but when those first pictures came out of Rocky Balboa, and his shirt was off, oh, he looks terrible. He's like old. Well, yeah, he's old now. Like he's 60. Back then, he was 60 some years old, but the thing was, like, he didn't get into killer shape for Rocky and Rambo because he was showing, those characters were older and stuff. Like, I get that. But when Expendables came out, no one complained because he was in phenomenal shape for Expendables. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, when Terminator 3 came out, yeah, exactly, Kurt. I was just about to say that. When Terminator 3 came out, people were Arnold's old now, but Arnold, he did for Terminator 3, he did get in killer shape because he wanted to prove to people he could still do it. But Terminator 3 sucks. You want to talk about disappointing movies? I was so disappointed with that movie when it came out. I didn't see it in theaters, but my mom got it when it first came out on VHS, and I went home. It was like a Friday night, and I went home and watched it. And I'm like, this sucks. Like, this is Terminator 3. Like, oh, I understand that Arnold was way younger 20 years ago, but people were complaining 20 years ago about, you know, him in that movie. People were complaining 20 years ago about Rocky Balboa. So there you go. Yeah, Arnold, he got 30 million for Terminator 2. I think he still holds the record for the biggest paycheck. And then he got like 10% of the gross. So he made a shit ton of money off of that movie because Terminator 3 actually did well, but I don't know why. And the video game was well too.
It was probably beaten by Robert Downey Jr. for this Doomsday. I'm guessing you got to pay a lot more than that.
Yeah, but I don't think that was for one movie. I think that's for like a set of movies. Maybe, I don't know, but maybe it is for one movie. I don't know why you would give Robert Downey Jr. 90 million, but sure. That was the thing. Johnny Depp, they wanted him to do like 3 or 4 more Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and he wanted 90 million to do all of them, and they told him no. And then that's when the Amber Turd stuff started.
You give the money to us.
Right. Yeah, you can give me 90 million. You'll never see it again. It'll disappear like apparently money does. What I hear, money just disappears. Yeah, the Terminator 3, the CG was so awful. I mean, the practical stuff is good, and I like that they built like the robots and stuff that he fights, but just such a disappointing movie. And then Judgment Day is inevitable. Then what the hell was the point of the first 2 movies? Like, and then they made Arnold too funny. It became like I know you said it. You said starting with 3, it became a joke. It's true because it just talked with a hand, and it's like, what? This isn't Terminator. Like, what the hell is this? I'm not shitting on you. What? That was a different Terminator. No, what? This is stupid. And the video game was awful.
Never played the game.
It's terrible. It's very cheaply made. Most of it takes place in the future. It has nothing to do with the movie. It's just like random missions. And then they try to do like fighting scenes, and they're terrible. Then you can't kill anybody because you're the Terminator, so you're the Terminator, but you can't kill anyone. That makes sense.
He's a good guy.
Right, he's the good guy. And then there's a level where you're in like the veterinarian's office, and you can't shoot. Not that I would. It's a video game. You can't shoot the dogs in the kennel. Like they're there, you try to shoot them, and you can't shoot. It's just a video game. I'm come on.
Yeah.
But like you can't shoot them, and the controls suck. And there's one level where you're in the mausoleum, and you have to escort John Connor, and he always gets killed no matter what you do. And you can't kill the cops. You just like shoot them once, and then they give up. Like, okay. It's terrible. It's a terrible game. I got that when it first came out, and then I got rid of it, and then I bought it again because I'm nuts. But I'm like, this game sucks. Then there was like 3 Terminator 3 games that came out. The other one's not much better. The redemption, but there's a button where you can make Arnold talk. So I just hit the button. He's like, excellent. That is what I'm talking about. Eat me. It's like you just hit a button and he talks. So there you go.
I've heard of those. Yeah, I heard they weren't that. I mean, like I said, I didn't know much about them, but yeah, now that you're saying that, I remember hearing about those games.
Terrible games. I'll stick with Terminator 2, the arcade game. That's still the best Terminator game. I haven't played the new one yet. The Terminator 2 No Fate. I have to play that.
Oh yeah, yeah, that seemed like a fun one. With that said, I didn't realize how tired I was,
That's all right.
so have to cut it for tonight. But thank you, Fabio, for taking the time. It was great to catch up with you again.
Of course.
Definitely have to do this again sometime down the road. And by the way, if you want, check out his channel. He did upload a him compilation, him playing Siphon Filter. Give that a look. That's really funny. A lot of funny moments in that.
That you still had. So you sent that over to me. I appreciate it.
No problem. And yeah, pleasure as always. Thank you guys in the chat. Take care, everyone. You have a good night. And we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
See you.